Hi. Season of the Deep is less than a week away, and we've got a lot of changes coming. And specifically, there's some changes coming to exotic armor and kind of just the exotic economy. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to farm for exotic armor in Season of the Deep, what changes are coming to it, and what you should be doing to prepare for that, and what you should do on Tuesday. So to begin, let's go over what changes are actually coming with Season of the Deep. We are getting exotic armor focusing, which will allow us to target specific groups of exotics, or, for the more rich players of us, we'll be able to actually focus the exact exotic we want. So let's explain this in a little bit more detail. Exotic engrams that drop in the world will no longer just give you an exotic. They'll actually go to your engram inventory or your postmaster and stay an exotic engram. Once you have these engrams, you will be able to go to Master Rahul, the same place we go to decrypt all of our prime engrams. So there's three things you can do once you're at Master Rahul. You can either decrypt the engram like it does right now, and you'll just get a random exotic with absolutely no altering to the RNG, so you'll probably just end up getting another Aeons. But the other two things that you can do with your exotic engram are what's being added. And they are both called focus decoding, but there's actually two tiers of focus decoding. Tier 1 allows you to decrypt it into certain groups of exotics. It's pretty much just from whatever DLC it dropped, minus the Red War, because there's so many more exotics from the first year of Destiny 2. So you'll be able to decrypt into Red War heads, chest, arms, and legs specifically, and then the other DLCs will just be the DLCs. So all the exotics from Forsaken, all the exotics from Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, etc. And for those exotics, it includes obviously the ones that came with the launch of the DLC, and all the exotics that came with the seasons that were released in that year. And the big thing to note here is the cost. So of course, you need an exotic engram, then it's going to be 30k Glimmer, and 1 Ascendant Shard. But now we can move on to Tier 2, which is where you can actually choose the exact exotic that you want. Here's what it's going to look like as well, and we can see the price of it. So there's no limits to which exotic you can get, but it is going to be pretty expensive. In this case, it's going to cost you 60k Glimmer, the exotic engram, 3 Ascendant Shards instead of just 1, and then an exotic cipher, which there are not a lot of ways to get exotic ciphers, at least as of right now. But exotic ciphers are having their stack count being increased to 5, so you can hold more than 1. And I'll have a video going up on Tuesday showing how you should be able to get pretty much an infinite amount of free exotic ciphers as long as you are a long-time player of the game. But that's for that video. And when it comes to focusing, a couple more things to note. There seems to be no indication of whether or not these stats are going to be guaranteed high or not, as well as you can get new exotics. So next season, when we get the new exotic for each class, you're not going to be able to go to Rahul and decode it into the new one. So with the new system out of the way, let's talk about how this is going to change farming for exotic armor. One thing mentioned with the focus decoding change is that you won't be able to get these exotics that you can focus from Lost Sectors, the Vex Strike Force public event on Niamuna, or Nightfalls, which means unfortunately, if you're going for, let's say, Celestial Nighthawk, you're still going to have to wait for a helmet Lost Sector to roll around and pray to the RNG Bungie gods that they bless you with a Nighthawk and a high stat one. But if you're like me, when you're farming these Lost Sectors, you probably get a couple exotics anyways. So it'll at least be nice once you're farming to go back to Rahul after grinding and get another roll at what you want. And this will be the same for Nightfalls. So you probably won't be able to grind Nightfalls for the focusable engrams. That being said, I want to get into a little bit of prep for Season of the Deep. And that is, right now, we have Lake of Shadows as the Grandmaster Nightfall. And you've probably seen a skip that's going around that makes this strike super quick, easier, way easier, and you still get platinum rewards, meaning exotics. Now, before I get into kind of the prep, I want to preface this is speculation because I don't have my hands on the new season. I'm not sure how this is going to work. But when Bungie introduces systematic changes like this, they often forget a couple things. And one of those things might be that right now, if you fill up your inventory with engrams, whether it's legendary or exotics, when you complete a Nightfall, those exotics that you would have gotten end up going to your postmaster. And I would put money that any engrams you have in the postmaster, they'll probably be able to be focused once this change to focus decoding exotics goes live in Season of the Deep. So what I'm going to do, and I would recommend you do as well because it can't hurt, is I'm going to grind Lake of Shadows, and I'll show you the skip to make it easier in just a second. And I'm going to save up on exotic engrams, and along with the video I'm going to release about getting easy exotic ciphers, I'll hopefully be able to just decrypt into whichever exotics I want. And since there should be a lot of engrams and a lot of ciphers, also be able to get high stats of those exotics in a way easier way than anything we have now, making it, I guess, the easiest farm you could do. So as for what to do with the skip in Lake of Shadows, like I said earlier, you might have already seen this, but you complete the strike like normal up until you get to the bridge. Once you're at the bridge, you clear it to the end, kill kind of the big boss guy that's blocking the door, and then normally you have to go in, you have to jump over the waterfalls, take care of the champions, whatever. It's a whole hassle. But with this skip, when you're at the end of the bridge, you can jump on this generator AC unit thing here and just jump up to the boss room. I use Icarus Dash here, but you actually don't need to. You will just mantle, you'll be able to sprint. You jump up and you don't even die. There's no turn back thing. So once you get up here, you can kill the ads or leave them alive and jump up to where you enter the room. And once you're there, you'll get the new objective. And then you kill the ads, the Darkness Crux will spawn, allowing you to spawn the boss and finish the Nightfall. And with that, you will get platinum rewards. And so if you're going to do what I'm going to do, fill up your inventory, fill up your postmaster with exotics, and when Season of the Deep launches, hopefully we can just have whatever exotic we want. I'm honestly thinking I'll probably keep those in my postmaster, go do a lost sector and get the new exotics, and then see if I can get a good roll of the new stuff. And that's kind of all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my stuff and you want to hear me talk about all things Destiny, a subscription would be super, super appreciated. And if you can't think of a comment, you want to support me and support this channel, comment down below exotic. And once again, thank you for your viewership. I hope to see you around.